SOLIDWORKS Simulation provides many powerful tools to validate your design and to ensure it will work properly. Designers often find the area of greatest concern in their design is with connectors and weld joints, or due to cyclic loading, rather than just stresses in components. We'll start by looking at the hinge pins in this locking plier example. To simplify the simulation and get valuable results faster, modeling of connectors is not needed. Instead, you can simply use the connector feature in SOLIDWORKS Simulation to define bolts, pins, springs, bearings, and even edge or spot welds. Here you can include the material, mechanical properties, and the required factor of safety. After running a static analysis and reviewing stress results, you can list all important forces on pin connectors to make sure they can withstand the load. You can inspect the forces on each pin, or just the maximum values, and pins that fail the defined safety factor are indicated with a red background. A safety check plot can also be created to display the status of all the pin and bolt connectors within the assembly. The Needs Attention folder regroups the failing connectors with respect to our defined safety factor. This makes it extremely easy to identify joint problems, and with the added insight you can decide to make some quick design modifications, such as resizing the pin connector or using a different material. Welding is another common method for joining parts together. Multi-tube constructions like this bike frame contain several welded connections. Using the edge or spot weld connector, you can estimate the appropriate weld size needed to safely attach these tubes and to ensure it passes the most basic test. As expected, you can list the weld sizes and forces of all the connectors and quickly identify any inadequate welds. Using check plots, you can move through the design cycle quickly and target problem areas fast. Here, the edge welds in green are large enough to endure the loads, but those in red are not big enough. Most importantly, SOLIDWORKS Simulation gives the required weld size, saving you from time-consuming calculations or blind guessing. Finally, a fatigue check plot can be defined to help you find regions of your design that might fail under a repeated or varying load. The red areas are prone to fatigue failure and indicate where you might need to conduct a more in-depth fatigue study using SOLIDWORKS Simulation. Using SOLIDWORKS Simulation, finding answers to common but challenging design scenarios like connectors, welds, and fatigue is easy, giving you time to focus on more critical elements of your design and ensuring your design is right the first time.